Hello and welcome to Finastro Cycles by Nitin Bhandari. We start with the lot of information today. So the first thing is Mercury turns direct tonight. So what does that mean? It is an important reversal aspect. Number one. Number two, the sectors which are governed by Mercury, like telecom, like automobiles, these are very important now for next few days. It is not that it will be always important, only few days at the time of retrograde and at the time of direct. That is important, the sectors which are ruled by that. At the same time, today Jupiter is also turning direct. So Mercury is turning direct, Jupiter is turning direct. So if we see in our solar system, there were number of planets which were retrograde, and one by one everything is turning direct. So this Pluto was retrograde, which turned direct in the first week of October. Then now today, then Saturn was retrograde, which also turned direct. Now today, this is Jupiter, which is stationary, which means it is turning direct tonight, and Mercury, which it is also saying S, which is stationary. That means it is also turning direct tonight. So the sectors which they rule or the house they are, they become very important. So for example, Mercury is in the sign of Venus. So banking becomes important for next few days. Then Jupiter is in the sign of Saturn. So Jupiter itself is a expansion. It's a good luck. It's a it gives exaggeration to the things. So that also is getting direct, which means the sectors which are ruled by Jupiter, which are heavy industries, which are like sectors. The natural ruler of Jupiter is crude oil. Then at the same time, the companies which are oil companies, then pharmaceutical companies, these all things will be in if focus for few days. Jupiter is in the sign of Saturn. So also watch what is happening to the metal space. Metal space also becomes important. So this is a first thing to keep in mind for next few days. Also keep in mind that this is an important reversal aspect. So watch for today's high. The stocks or index which doesn't break today's high, they become also very important now. So that is a reversal aspect as well. But the big reversal which is coming is on 23rd, 24th. That's also one has to keep in mind. So we start with the usual Axis Bank, and finally Axis Bank. If you remember, this was the line I drew, and I made it very thick because just to keep in mind that what can happen, and exactly that has happened. Now you see that this is a one-time attempt, second time attempt, and third time attempt, and it has closed the near the line. In the previous attempts, it has closed at the low level. Here it was in the mid level, and here it has closed at the highest point, at the near the high. Though this candle doesn't look great, but stochastics are telling me that this wants to go much higher. This stock wants to rally from here. So we picked up somewhere here, and I would continue to be bullish on this stock as long as it is above 804. You now know what this line is. So this is a very strong point for any trend change or reversal. So keep this in mind. 800 or above, this stock is positive. 800 or below, it is negative. Also, there is another Mars price line which is at 813, 813. That is the level. And you see today, if you see today, the whole day it has struggled around 813. So when Mars is involved, it is a power struggle. Who is the boss? Who is the controlling the market? So this is important for next few days. Look at the volume side. The volume has picked up today, though this candle is not good candle. So if we see and if we bifurcate this and further divide into hourly chart, that can give us a fair idea that what is going to happen in Axis Bank. So here there is story is something different. Here it was sold off in the end. A little bit selling pressure was there, but these candles were the good candles. So still I'll see and watch this 812, 813 level for the further direction if this has topped or it has failed at the triple top. It is very much possible it has failed or it could fail here because we are in the reversal time zone for next few days starting from today till 23rd 24th. But if tomorrow it opens with a gap or opens above this, you know that I have put the price target which is much higher, that is 840, 838, and that's the Uranus price line. And at the same time we are in the time zone for the reversal for the current cycle starting from here. So this time zone is also falling in end of the month. So this is all for Axis Bank. Time also Bajaj Auto. If you remember, I told that this is the usually when the market hits these lines, either it goes for a consolidation or stalls there and then starts a fresh up move. So here, this Uranus line was at 4,000. 4,000 is your Gann psychological level, and here it penetrated well above, close below, penetrated, close below, and today it opened, and as it started below this weekly trend change point, it got sold off. But again, this was the line we drew it and we put it a big thick line to understand that what is happening there. So this is the level to watch. 3,900 is the level to watch for this stock tomorrow. Why? Because it is one of the stock which is affected by the Mercury retrograde, Jupiter retrograde, and Mercury direct, Jupiter direct. So keep a level which is 3,900. That's my stop loss point. If it closes below, then it's a trouble. Intraday, you can check with your technical hourly or 30-minute or 5-minute, whatever you use, and you can understand where it can go. But if this is going to rally, my target is still around 4,200 or something for this stock. But below 3,900, it is in trouble. We picked this stock around 38, 3780 or 3,800. So still we are in the money, but we'll watch. We'll see that how it is behaving. And it is closed well above this 3,900 mark. So we'll see tomorrow how does it behaves. Bank of Baroda, I think I started covering in the last session, and then I gave this target of 91.45 immediate one, and the expansion one is 97.04. So the stochastics are telling me it is possible it wants to go higher, but there is a concern on this monthly line. But it has closed way above than this line. So this line now may act as a rope, a climbing support for this stock for few days. I would keep and I would watch what happens to this red line, which is Mars price line, and the level for tomorrow is 92.50. So watch this level for tomorrow. What happens to this stock? There was a huge short covering on this stock on the call side. There is also this stock is also in the ban F&O band, so there was no position allowed. So maybe today there was huge short covering, maybe tomorrow this stock will be out of the ban and there will be further buying interest after the short covering is over. So this is for Bank of Baroda. Now we see Bank Nifty. So Bank Nifty, now you see this, it is not visible only. It's not visible because it is the candle is so it is a indecisive dozy kind of candle at the top, or dragonfly or whatever name you want to give it. So the only thing is that it is indecisive candle at the top on the day of reversal. All these lines, now you know that all these vertical lines are the Gann reversal. So this line is a coming from a longer cycle. So the color of line is red. So it is coming from a longer cycle, and the shorter cycle reversal is falling on 24th. So we have to see whether this is it or it is done for the today's reversal, or it has more juice toward the Uranus price line, which is 40,300 and 40,500 is your 200% expansion. So which is very much possible because we are in the reversal time zone. till 24th. So anytime from now till 24th, the high can be made and market may start a little bit correction. I'm not giving a big targets of big corrections. I usually avoid giving those targets. Why I don't give those targets? Because then in the if you start putting such huge targets, you start missing the smaller bull moves in the markets. So I will not be too bearish until it is clearly visible. I will be definitely cautious at these levels. Market is at the lifetime high. Market is making new highs every day. So I would be rather cautious than being a bearish straightforward. The stochastics have curled down here. So this high of today is very important for tomorrow, especially because tonight the Mercury and Jupiter both will be direct. Is there any aspect related to the bank Nifty after tomorrow? Yes. So tomorrow Mars trine Jupiter is there on the day of the Jupiter turning direct. So tomorrow could be huge boom in the market. Watch it. And full moon is coming up. Purnima is there on 20th October. So usually the markets are bullish till full moons and then they start losing their power. So for this week, I don't see, at least astrologically, next 2 3 days, market looks like either it will hover around or maybe it will give us sharp move. Still on the upside, there is a possibility, though the candles are suggesting that it is a topish one. So now in such conditions, what you should do, you should be very vigilant and you should be very watchful of the market. You should have a proper stop loss and risk management system in place, because when the energies are intense, market doesn't give you a chance to move. It doesn't give you any chance to exit or enter. So be careful. Why these warning signs? Because candles are suggesting we are in the reversal zone anytime before 24. Now, Bharti Airtel. So, Bharti Airtel is one stock which is again in trouble for some reason. It is not moving. It went all the way to 705 today. It broke all these levels, all these candles, and then got sold off. First, let me change this level to here so as we can have a proper reading. Yeah. So now the stochastics are still into bearish zone. If it breaks below this level, this stock is in trouble. But I will watch this stock for tomorrow, because it is the one of the stock which is affected by Mercury direct. Mercury rules the communication, and this is the main leading stock of the Indian communication sector. So watch this stock, what it has. I still think once it breaks above this line, it has a potential to go over. But this line is acting as a very strong resistance now. 704. 704 is the line. A move below 681. That is a another danger for this stock. If it starts moving below 681, I think it has a potential for dropping to 673. Not so much steep fall is there. So maybe 673, 680, 667 is the level where this stock should find some kind of support. Britannia moved very nicely as we gave first call somewhere here, but it has came almost to the break-even point. So I would be very cautious. I will put my stop loss at the entry level or maybe few ticks below to the 3800. So I never put my stop losses at the exact round figure. Always put few rupees lower. So in case of this, 3800 is the level. So I will put at 3793 or something like that. I will still wait for tomorrow and see how it behaves. Maybe this could be a fake out move, but stochastics are telling me it wants to, it can go lower. It is not confirmed yet. So tomorrow's move is very important. If it breaks 3835, then definitely it is in trouble. Dr. Reddy is also the stock which gave a good run from here to here, but it again came down. And today it found a support at exactly on the Mars price line, which is a 4882. Again, pharma will be in the focus. Pharma is ruled by Jupiter. So again, watch this stock for tomorrow. Still, the upside targets are 5100 and 50 to 90. But as it starts moving below this line, you know what this line is, which is 4825 for tomorrow. Once it starts moving below it, there is a trouble. So HDFC Bank, perfectly. I think we mentioned that it has a potential for 1720 or 1710, and it has moved to 1720, but it got sold off post result. And look at the volume. So I think this stock is in trouble for some time. One has to be careful on the long. If you are long, I would keep 1633 as my stop loss, or maybe 1643. Depends on your what kind of risk appetite you have. HDFC. So HDFC is again, it is trying to breach that weekly trend change point. The stochastics are trying now into enter. Now they are already in the neutral zone. So stochastics also wants to showing a very steep curve. So showing this stock wants to go higher. But again, tomorrow is a lot of changes astrologically, so one has to be careful whether this is really wants to go higher or it is done for the time being. So I will watch, I will wait for this stock. Still I have my targets. These lines are very important, so maybe to 2890, that is a potential possible target for this. But I want to see it moving back above this line, which is 2835, or at least it should start moving back above 2830, which is a 14th October last week's high. Finally, HDFC Life, it shown some life now. So HDFC Life was in the radar. We mentioned about the price targets and everything. As it broke 717, it went into a deep correction. Now look at the curve here and look at the line. So now the line has become 711, and there is a midpoint line which is 715. So again back to 717, 715. That is the level for the further direction. Whether this stock has formed bottom and starts moving up, uh, to my mind, it is very much possible because stochastics have given a clear signal here, and there was a huge divergence on the this side that stock made a new low, but stochastics didn't make. So these kind of situations, when you see, these are the big divergences. Hiromoto again, I suggest because it is in the focus tomorrow. But today's move is very bad. It doesn't look great. Here, when it broke this line, it closed above. In this case, closed here, and today it closed below this line, which is 2925. So watch 2925 tomorrow. And again, these lines are very important. You know that it is acting as a strong resistance now. So maybe it will consolidate, or maybe it will try to come down back to 2850. Let's see. Stochastics, they also suggesting a top, but again, I will watch very carefully for next few days all the auto stocks. ICICI Bank. So now you would have understood what is the power of these lines. 700, and today it is 746. 40 rupees in such a heavyweight stock in just couple of days, just in few days. So this is how these lines work, and this is how it acts. Now it has not broken one line, it has broken another line, and it has closed way above it. And this again, we know this is a resistance zone, but it's close above the resistance also. So we have to see that how it moves. Our target was 752, and today's high is 750, close enough. So I will wait and I'll see if it fills this gap, or maybe it starts trading below 735. My stop loss if I'm long here will be 737. There's a lot of juice on the stochastics. Keep in mind on the upside. Inducent, it is trying to move above this monthly line, and it has closed also well above this monthly line. So let's see how does it behaves. Stochastics are still having a lot of upside juice, and this is a stock which has underperformed. So we have to wait and watch how does it works. So next one is ITC. Before ITC, I'll go to the Infi because it is important now. So Infi finally broke this range of this line and this line. And today's move in the Infi, though yesterday's volume was huge and it gave a negative impression, but today it closed half the way above and started moving. It had a super performing day. It has closed above weekly point and also above the your trend line, a, a quadruple top zone. So 1750 is the level for this stock. Stochastics are into neutral zone. This has a potential for further upside, but neutral zone stochastics sometimes can be deceiving. So it can be false also. So watch it and see if tomorrow follow through buying is there. ITC. So all the targets are getting hit in ITC. The final target for this rally, for current rally, was around 272, which is here, and it has crossed this line also. So let's see. I think it is still has a juice on the upside when the market wants to go higher. And if we do the expansion, so we'll get the expansion target also. Okay, that how much it can go higher from these. So again, the expansion, 100% expansion is 270 and extreme is 289. So we'll see, we'll review it how it behaves at 272. Any move below this 257, then there is a problem. Until then, enjoy this upside ride. Kotak, it is not going way above 2010 marks. It is getting sold off at those zones. So though the stochastics are into bullish zone and it has a potential for rally. So watch this 2040 level for any further direction. Till then, be on the caution. Larson, it has reached the upside momentum target, and it has also reached the double top zone. Stochastics are say that it wants to go higher, but these two candles are not great. So caution, a move above 1810 surely is a further buy, because by the time the stochastics will also zoom. Lupin, one has to watch tomorrow what it does, because it has today also it has found support on the planetary ruling line. The stochastics are into neutral zone, so that is again no clarity. We have to wait and see whether further direction where it wants to go. So 973 is the level which will change the bigger picture. McDowell failed at 900 psychological mark and came off. So level now for McDowell is 877. Stochastics now have cooled off, significant cooled off, because of it has entered into below 80 zone. So I will wait for entry around 870 zone, and maybe the stop loss will be 850, or I'll wait as it breaks this line above 912. Nifty. So Nifty has, this Jupiter line is there, and Jupiter is turning direct. So this line is pretty important for tomorrow, which is 18,537. So Jupiter is turning tonight. So usually the price and time, they attract each other. Price and planets attract each other. So that's how it made an exact high of 18,531 or something. And I gave this target on the last video, but still it has a juice for 18,798 or maybe 18,900. So that is the still possibility on the on the Nifty. But keep one thing in mind: this is a one gap, this is a two gap, this is a three gap. When there is such kind of gaps, and when the island reversal happens, there can be a gap down opening, and that would be very dangerous. So any market with the which ends with the island reversal, those are the dangerous markets. So be careful on this market, because Uranus line is here, and Uranus has a very strong affinity with the Nifty 50. So watch this level as well, 18,422, or anything it opens below today's low with a gap, then it is a problem. Then it becomes island reversal. So keep this in mind. Though the reversal date is later, but because of the Mercury and Jupiter turning direct, that also becomes an important reversal date. And tomorrow is a big aspect of Mars trine Jupiter. Mars Jupiter is expansion. So maybe uh, either another gap up, and day after tomorrow it opens with a gap down. Watch it. Reliance, finally it took off. It went above this Mars price line, quite significant above, but got sold off. That's a problem with this. So Mars line, now you understand why it is so important. So tomorrow is again a day for this stock to watch at this price line, which is 2725 for tomorrow. Stochastics are still showing me that there is a lot of juice on the upside, but this kind of things when happen, then all of a sudden one fine day stock opens with a huge gap. But right now it is not showing any kind of weakness. It is just finding a resistance at these 2700, 2725 to 2720 level, which is a strong resistance point because of the mass price line. SBI at 500 psychological level, Gann psychological level. It has curled down. The stochastics has uh, not curled down. It has flattened, I would say, but the candles are still super bullish, and it wants to go higher. Looks like it wants to go higher. So maybe it will try and attempt 508, 510 before coming back down. So once it starts moving above 500 psychological level, there may be people who start jumping, and they may start buying at such a high level. So there is a possibility, but there's a perfect head and shoulder, inverse head and shoulder here, and that target for head and shoulder was already 500 and something, 401 minus. So 520 is the target for the this head and shoulder, 1x. Another stock, Tata Motors, I'm not looking at, but for tomorrow, watch it, because it is a Mercury turning date, so important. Tata Steel, I think you guys have enjoyed this stock. We picked somewhere here, and it has given a sharp rally. So continue this until it lasts. So maybe I'll keep a stop loss below 1385 or so. Until then, I'll ride this on the upside. The only thing is Jupiter is turning direct, and Saturn has turned direct 10 days back. So, and Jupiter is in the sign of Saturn, and Saturn rules the metals. So I will watch, I'll wait. But still, I have my bias is 1485, 1500 is the level this stock has a potential to reach. Below 1350, which is a weekly trend change, I may consider uh, exiting the position, long position. TCS, I think it wants to go higher. It looks like it wants to go higher. It has reached our price target of 36, 3610 or something. I gave the price target, and it has reached that price level. So I will watch it, because if there is something wrong in the market structure, these stocks are the stocks which will support. These are neutral to the economic conditions. In I can't say neutral to economic condition. Finally, everybody gets affected, but it is at up to certain extent it is neutral to the other conditions. I'm not an expert on that, but I feel that when the churning happens, these stocks clearly move and change it. So it has given a clear buy signal at the lower level. There was a little bit divergence, not a huge divergence, and there is a strong point which is 3710. So above this point it will start moving sharply higher. There may be short covering on this stock, so watch this stock. This is important for next few days. So guys, this is all for tomorrow. There's a lot of energy tomorrow, today, and day after when the full moon is falling. So stay safe, stay healthy, happy trading. Thank you for watching. Thank you so much.